What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerdy Mark channel. I am Sid the Nerdy Mark, and today I have your review of AEW and NXT. Now, of course, before we begin, real quick, my who should win and who will win for NXT TakeOver in your house, not my house, in your house, will be up probably sometime this Saturday. I recorded it with Armbar Audio. We did quite a few videos this week. We did 3 videos this week, or 3 different things. We did the best matches of May on Armbar Audio's channel. We did Armbar Nerds, so definitely check that out. And we're of course doing the our predictions for TakeOver in your house together. So it's been a good week of collabing with those two. So thank you for everything, and definitely check them out. Shout out to them as always. But anyway, with that in mind, let's kind of just dive right in to this week's flagship shows, and we'll start as we always do with AEW Dynamite. We begin AEW Dynamite with Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc taking on Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page for the AEW Tag Team titles. The winners of this match will go on to defend the Tag Team titles against the Best Friends at Fyter Fest, which, by the way, is a 2-week event. It's going to be 2 special episodes of AEW Dynamite, which are labeled as Fyter Fest, kind of like what they did with Bash at the Beach earlier this year. So that should be interesting. This was a great match. I thought it was a lot of fun. A lot of good athleticism between all 4 men, as always. Absolutely showcases the greatness of the AEW Tag Team division. Started a bit slow, but picked up the pace considerably and consistently, of course. Penelope does get involved early on and gets ejected from the ring. Very evenly matched between both teams. Jimmy hits a European uppercut at one point and yells, "Shoryuken." That was probably the best part of this whole freaking match. We do have the Best Friends sitting in the crowd and FTR sitting somewhere in the bleachers back there. That's pretty cool. But finally, Omega and Hangman, they seem to be on the same page, especially after that Hellacious Stadium Stampede. I think that would definitely have you create a much stronger bond. But Hangman and Adam Page hit the last call, which is their combination V-trigger buckshot lariat, to win the match on Havoc to retain the tag team titles. And now, of course, we do know that at Fyter Fest it will be Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega versus the Best Friends. Alright, so that's pretty much it for Ryu. Since no more Street Fighter references were there in this week's show, I'm going to go ahead and just put it back. There we go. Next up, we do have a segment between Tully Blanchard and Shawn Spears. Tully Blanchard gets into the limo in which Shawn Spears is in. He hands him a box, which he opens up to reveal a black fingerless glove, which I actually have one just like it, and I'm trying to look for it, but I can't find it. That's fine. It was a fingerless black glove, which Shawn Spears puts it on and feels really good. Oh yeah, extra superpowers. I have no idea what's going on here. What is with this black glove? Although JR was really bigging it up and saying a lot of people have changed their careers with that black glove. So if anyone understands the significance of it, can you leave it in the comments below? Because I'm genuinely trying to understand what the hell that's all about. We then go on to a match for Brian Cage. He quickly squashes Sean Dean with the drill claw. And yeah, this was nothing great. It was just a squash match to build up Brian Cage. Taz cuts a promo, puts over Moxley, but then, of course, says that, you better not be playing games, because we're not playing games. We're serious. Survive if he lets you. John Moxley interrupts. He comes in, but Taz warns him to be careful before he steps into the ring. But Mox steps in because he's John Moxley and says that, he puts over Brian Cage big time and warns him that challenging him for the title is not a game, and that, I'm going to kick your ass at Fyter Fest and whatnot. Good promo between the two. I mean, it was so cool to see Taz and Moxley cutting promos with each other. And, I like this whole Heyman-Lesnar dynamic between Taz and Cage. I kind of want to see that match now. I can't believe it. I can't believe I actually want to see a dream match for Brock Lesnar. Can you believe it? That's not Matt Riddle. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens at Fyter Fest. I'm really, really excited for this match. Alex Marvez is in the great outdoors, and he finds a wild Lance Archer killing a poor jobber while Jake the Snake Roberts is trying very unsuccessfully to restrain him. Lance Archer says everybody dies and one loss is not going to deter him and whatnot. I really do hope they build him back up again. I didn't understand why they had to make him lose to Cody. He could have honestly just been the first ever TNT champion, but whatever. Jake the Snake Roberts is basically saying I'm sorry to Alex Marvez. So it looks like he's slowly losing his grip on Lance Archer. What is going to happen between these two, I wonder. But anyway, we kick off to another segment with Private Party in the bar, and they are interrupted by Hardy Boy Matt Hardy. They make references to Jeff Hardy, so I think it's only a matter of when and not if Jeff Hardy is going to come to AEW after his contract with WWE expires. Matt says, obviously, if you ever need any advice or anything at all, please let me know. And he leaves the bar, runs into Sammy Guevara, and he tells them that he respects him and that they're cool, but Sammy doesn't think so, and he still wants to get a piece of Matt Hardy. So hopefully we see that match once again at some point. Next up, we do get a match between Colt Cabana and Chris Jericho. This all happened when Cabana was the one kind of getting in Jericho's face during the pull-apart brawl between Jericho and Mike Tyson. This match is happening because of that. Not too bad here, nothing to write home about. Kind of, the old Inner Circle shenanigans with Jake Hager getting involved. But Colt Cabana does valiantly fight back, but to no avail because Chris Jericho quickly puts away Colt Cabana with the Judas effect. And then he gets on the mic and calls out Iron Mike Tyson. He says, I want the baddest man on the planet. Out comes Orange Cassidy and just stares down Chris Jericho, who tries to get the Inner Circle to beat him up, but he quickly evades them all and goes into the crowd and hangs out with his buddies, the Best Friends. Next week, we are getting the Best Friends in Orange Cassidy versus Jake Hager, Santana, and Ortiz. That should be a good match. So we did get a rehab video for Britt Baker DMD. It's really funny. It's hilarious. I actually really enjoyed this one. It features Rebel and Tony Schiavone and her trainer and all that good stuff. It was just really good. I suggest you just go check it out. I can't do it justice for how good it was, but go watch it. This leads us into some women's action for the night. We get Big Swole taking on Nyla Rose, the former AEW Women's Champion. Not a bad match here. These very good match. Britt Baker is on her Rolls Royce with, of course, Rebel manning the wheel and whatnot. Both women are evenly matched in terms of power, but it really looked like Swole was going to win this, but Rose hits her with a Beast Bomb to win the match. Tony Schiavone tries to get an interview with Big Swole, but Britt Baker interrupts in her Rolls Royce. Then Swole does grab a chair while Britt Baker keeps screaming, I'm injured, you can't hurt me, but she grabs the chair. She looks like she's going to destroy Britt Baker. Baker just tells Rebel to get her the hell out of Dodge, and that's exactly what she does. Good stuff here. I'm really enjoying Britt Baker's character. I'm guessing they are going to pick up the feud between Baker and Big Swole. That's going to be good. I think that's going to be the match at All Out. I'm really looking forward to it. Tony Schiavone then sits down with the tag team formerly known as The Revival, now of course known as FTR. This is of course a really cool interview. FTR run down all the tag teams they want to face. They neglect to mention the Young Bucks, but Tony Schiavone does bring them up, and they say, yeah, we want to face the Young Bucks because whenever we say best tag team, always FTR and the Young Bucks are the two people in discussion, or the two tag teams in discussion, should I say. FTR do mention that they want the Bucks to be at 100% with no taped up ribs, no injuries, no back injuries, none of that crap. They want them in full capacity so that they can beat them, and then they can say that they are the best tag team in the world and whatnot. I'm guessing that this match is going to take place at All Out. It's the place that makes the most sense. It's the most appropriate. So, I'm really looking forward to that match when it eventually happens. As the interview is getting wrapped up, Butcher and Blade do interfere. They come in. There's a pull-apart brawl. Next week, we are getting the in-ring debut of FTR. This is their first match since leaving WWE. So I'm very excited. They're going to go up against the Butcher and the Blade, and I cannot wait. And finally, we have our main event, Jungle Boy versus Cody for the AEW TNT title. Now, it looks like Cody is keeping the title design the same with just the silver plates. And I'm going to say that it's probably going to be like that for the foreseeable future. And until Cody does get the title taken off of him, it's going to be like that. So get used to it, folks, I guess. Really good match here between the two men. They are evenly matched. They have two different styles, but extremely compatible and just really good to watch. MJF does distract Jungle Boy at one point. Cody has been cut open and he is bleeding, but he's still able to do a standing vertical suplex onto Jungle Boy, which was awesome. But finally, the match does end when Cody hits a crossroads onto Jungle Boy to win the match and retain the TNT title. Cody... So, NXT begins in chaos, so strap yourselves in. We got a lot to cover. Here we go. Candice LeRae versus Mia Yim. That's the match that's advertised. Candice does get a couple of shots in on Mia before the bell rings, but afterwards, it is all Mia for a while. And then LeRae does take control really quick, but haphazardly strikes Mia. The match then spills on to the outside. Both women are beating each other up, and they do not answer the count of 10, so it is a double count out, and both women just continue to hurt each other, but then Tegan Nox comes out to help out Mia Yim. Then out come both Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai to beat up on Tegan Nox, and then after that, Shotzi Blackheart comes in. We even out the whole playing field. Later on, we have Keith Lee and Johnny Gargano coming in, and this match is eventually turned into a mixed tag team match. Very, very disappointing because I actually do want them to have a full mixed tag team match where it's no shenanigans, no nonsense, no nothing. Gargano and Candice do try to escape, but Lee, with a feat of strength, carries Gargano on in a fireman's carry position while Candice LeRae backpacks on Keith Lee. That was a good stuff right there. But it was cool. Gargano is thrown into the ring. LeRae and Yim continue to go at it for a while. Match is restarted. Yim hits a huge dragon suplex and a pin, but Gargano does help his wife kick out. Lee comes in once again and kills Gargano for a little bit, but Gargano pulls out his car keys and pokes Keith Lee in the eye. This distraction allows Candice LeRae to roll up Mia Yim for the win. Afterwards, Keith Lee is attacked once again by Gargano when he kicks the steel steps onto Lee's hand, and then Gargano picks up the North American title, lays it on the ground with the NXT TakeOver graphics. So, obviously saying that, I'm going to get your title. This was very... there's a lot of dissonance in this whole thing. There's too many factors in here. I just wish they just kept it between Lee, Gargano, LeRae, and Yim. Just these four people, they're all that needed to be there. I don't know why Tegan Nox was involved in the first place. She has her own shit to deal with. I don't know. This didn't really do it for me, but I guess we'll just move on. We now have a promo package for Karrion Kross and Tommaso Ciampa. It's really good. Very, very good stuff here. Very, very excited for this match. We have a backstage interview with Dexter Lumis where Dexter, instead of answering the question from the interviewer, I forgot what her name is. I think it's Sarah Schreiber or whatever. And he basically brings out an easel with some markers, and he is drawing something. We don't know what that is just yet, but then we get the next segment, which is Prime Target for the NXT Championship with Adam Cole, Bebe taking on Velveteen Dream in a backlot brawl, which is, I guess, going to be a cinematic style match. So I'm definitely very excited for it. Adam Cole is celebrating his 1-year anniversary as NXT champion, while Dream goes around and takes a trip around memory lane and basically is just cutting promo after promo on Adam Cole. At one point, he gets a mirror and he asks, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the greatest NXT champion of them all?" The mirror then turns into a guy who is dressed up very much like Prince and says it's Velveteen Dream. This was good stuff. I like this Prime Target segment. Good stuff here. Then we go back to the backstage interview where Dexter Lumis has finished his artistic masterpiece, and it is a picture of Lumis driving the Undisputed Era away in a car. Fish, O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong all tied up and in the back of his truck, and he's driving away. Definitely not conjuring up nightmares any at all. So, good stuff there. I mean, we now have Tony Nese taking on Isaiah Swerve Scott in a really good match. Very aggressive start, and the aggression does not die down anytime soon. There's a lot of amazing back and forth here between the two men. I don't really want to get into it. I think you should just go watch it. I really like this match a lot. Scott does have the advantage towards the latter half of the match, but gentleman Jack Gallagher comes in and distracts Scott. This allows Tony Nese to momentarily get the advantage. He has Scott in position for a sunset pile driver, but Scott does roll him up to win the match. He gets the heck out of Dodge, and Jack Gallagher and Tony Nese are both trying to tell him to get back in the ring so they can kick his ass. I'm guessing there's going to be some sort of tag team match in the Cruiserweight division at some point, so that should be interesting. Up next, we have a triple threat tag team match. The Undisputed Era versus Oney, Lorcan, and Danny Burch versus a mystery team. The winner gets a shot at Imperium and the NXT tag team titles. The mystery team is revealed to be Breezango with a new theme, and they come in with an astronaut themed entrance. I guess a tribute to the SpaceX launch that happened last week. So that's pretty cool. I have a great idea for a dream match. I really want to see Breezango versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, aka Les Sex Gods. So I think that would be really, really interesting. I think the poses would be amazing between the two teams. But yeah, make that happen at some point. I mean, it's not going to happen because NXT and AEW, they don't really get along, I guess. Anyway, but Breezango definitely have not lost a step. Definitely are the real MVPs of this match. Burch and Breeze team up for a little bit to take out Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish, because, they're both the faces and the Era are the heels. That makes sense. Later on in the match, Dexter Lumis appears in the crowd and stares down Undisputed Era. What is his obsession with with this team? I do not know. Perhaps we will find out in the backlot brawl at TakeOver. So this allows Breeze to hit the beauty shot, and then Fandango with a last dance onto, I believe, Bobby Fish to win the match. They are now the number one contenders for the tag team titles. Imperium come out, stare down Breezango, along with Indus Sher and Malcolm Bivens. Where the hell have these two been, I wonder? But yeah, I guess the tag team division, they're trying to show, hey, we got a tag team division too, not just AEW. So yeah, I mean, obviously you should start doing that, especially since one of your best tag teams left your company and went to AEW. So yeah, you still do have to showcase that you have some amazing tag teams. So, and that makes sense. But really looking forward to the eventual match between Breezango and Imperium. Very different style of wrestling between the two polar opposites when it comes to personality. So, very excited about that. In a backstage segment, we have an interview between Chelsea Green and Robert Stone, where Chelsea Green fires Stone, and after this we go into a match between Aaliyah and Santana Garrett. Didn't really care about this match. Aaliyah kind of sort of sucks in the ring anyway, but a disheveled Robert Stone does appear, and he's on Aaliyah's side, basically saying, come on, you gotta win this match. But guess what? She doesn't win this match. Garrett does with a springboard moonsault, much to the chagrin of Robert Stone. I wonder what's next with him. I'm guessing I think the Robert Stone brand is a good potential thing to build up some of the lesser known women in the NXT brand, but Aaliyah is not one of the women that you want to be building up. She sucks in the ring, okay? Get some better women. I mean, honestly, Vanessa Bourne would be cool to be in the Robert Stone brand, along with a couple of other, heel women who don't have as much shine as some of the other women in NXT do. So, I want to see what happens with Robert Stone next. And sticking with the women's division just for a little bit longer, we have Prime Target for the NXT Women's Championship. It starts with Io Shirai in an underwater tank thing. She does some commentary in Japanese, and she says she's going to win the NXT Championship. This cuts to Rhea Ripley waking up very early in the morning, around 5:30. Oh my God, I can't do that. She is in the morning prepping for the day, heading off into the gym and getting a good old workout in while Charlotte trains in the Performance Center. Rhea Ripley talks about how 2019 she had a lot of momentum and then it all came crashing down after 2020, which sucks. 2020 has been a rough year as it is, but it's been really rough for Rhea Ripley and I feel for her. So, this was another good look at this match. Really excited about this one as well. So, yeah, that's all I got to say. Next up, we have Cameron Grimes taking on Bronson Reed. Good to see Reed back. This is actually, I think, a very underrated superstar that you need to be looking out for. This is a short match, though. Reed does have Grimes' number for the most part of this match until he hits a frog splash, or tries to hit a frog splash onto a prone Grimes, who rolls out of the way, and this allows Cameron to take advantage of the situation and hit the cave-in to win the match. Afterwards, Karrion Kross shows up and attacks Bronson Reed, hits the Doomsday device, and then delivers a message to Tommaso Ciampa, TikTok, all that good stuff. Again, cannot wait for Kross versus Ciampa at TakeOver. We now have our main event, the finals of the NXT Interim Cruiserweight Tournament. El Hijo del Fantasma versus Drake Maverick for the Cruiserweight title. Now, Maverick is absolutely focused. He is, very much ready for this match. He comes in, looking absolutely, just ready to go. And Fantasma does start off with a handshake. It looks like it's a sign of sportsmanship, but quickly he transitions it into a roll-up, which, of course, Drake does escape at the count of 2. Drake is kind of running on desperation here, but is able to get in a lot of effective offense, so that was pretty cool. Fantasma is just a great combination of speed and strength, and I really like that. The aggression between the two just really starts to build up, and that's when the strikes start getting a little bit harder, and Drake Maverick is almost running on fumes a little bit here, and I really liked it. The two luchadors who have been tormenting Fantasma for the past few weeks show up. Drake Maverick is just pissed off at them. He kind of fends them on, like, get the hell out of here, right? When Drake Maverick gets in the ring, this gives an opening to Fantasma, who hits him with a Phantom Driver to win the match and become your new NXT Cruiserweight Champion. And now Drake Maverick seems like he is fired from his job. This is his last match in WWE. He goes out with the entire NXT locker, who are in the crowd. They all, pound on the stainless glass to, show some respect to Drake Maverick, which was awesome. Out comes Triple H, who comes in and says, "You've earned this," and he hands him an NXT contract, which Drake signs and holds up triumphantly. So at the end of the day, Drake Maverick has gotten his job back. Again, another very heartfelt way to end off NXT. Both shows had a very good heartfelt, tugging at the heartstrings kind of moment. So that was really cool. I really appreciated that from both shows this week. So, originally, I was actually going to say that AEW blew NXT out of the water, especially since NXT had a bit of a rocky start this week. But I have to say, both shows had a very heartfelt ending to this week's episodes. So I'm not going to say that one show was better because I really enjoyed both of them. And I will say that, once again, AEW is absolutely killing it with their storytelling and the feuds and storylines building up towards Fyter Fest and eventually All Out. And NXT continues to put on really good matches. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But as far as matches of the night, we did have good matches on AEW as well. Don't get me wrong. The tag team match between Sabian and Havoc versus Omega and Hangman was really good, as well as Cody versus Jungle Boy. The match was good, and the ending was really good. As far as NXT is concerned, I'm going to go ahead and say the triple threat tag team match, as well as the main event, which also had a very heartfelt moment. Go figure, a tag team match and a singles match. Those are the matches of the night for me from both shows. So that pretty much concludes my review of AEW and NXT. Let me know what you guys thought about both shows in the comments section below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media and tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. This is Sid signing off. You guys take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.